Hey there everyone and welcome back in the course. Now, some of you might be just watching the free preview out there or some of you are already enrolled, but for all of you, I would say this is a compulsion movie. You should not skip this movie. In this movie, we are going to talk about what is the course content, how the course content will proceed, which sections are skippable, how I can give you a tour of the interface, how you can adjust the thing according to yourself, how you can ask the questions out there, and a little bit stuff like that. Now, first of all, everything that you are seeing inside this course is being recorded after the release of Xcode 8 complete version, not the beta. So everything is going to work really fine on your machine as well. So in the section 1, we are going to have a look about the development process in the iOS. Now, it's not going to be a practical section first of all, because we'll be talking about the tools that you need, how the industry process works out there, how the designing team works out, how the development team works out, and everything like that. So we'll be working a little bit on the theory, not much, but again, a little bit. Now from the section 2, we'll be starting to code on the xcode. We'll be talking about how the xcode interface looks like, and the most important part, the app, the very first dummy app that we'll be creating, we'll be transferring that app on a real device so that you can get a feel how does the app looks onto a real device. This is going to be really fun if you're getting started with xcode and iOS development. Then in the section 3, we are going to talk about the coding part. We are going to learn Swift 3 from the very scratch. I am aware that most of you are not programmers, so I have gone through and created a full-fledged course, and that course is into the section 3, which is Swift 3 section. Now, if you have taken any other courses out there for our courses or any other courses about the Swift 3, this section is skippable if you are aware of the Swift 3, even a little bit about that. Now, in the section 4, we are going to talk about how the Git is important and how quickly and easily you can transfer your code onto the Git. I have also talked in detail about the Git repositories and how you can get version controls and why it is important. Also, we'll be designing a very fun app in this, that is a coffee calculator app. In fact, in every section, we are designing tons of apps from now onwards. Now, in the section 5, this is moreover a design-based section. If you're not interested in the design and creating assets or some marvelous images and assets like buttons and labels for your app, you can completely feel free and just skip this section. Although, if this is coming in with you in this course for free, this is a full-fledged course, in fact, for the Sketch, then you should be watching. But again, it's a skippable section. If you are not interested in the design, feel free to just skip that. It won't affect anything in the rest of the course. Now from the section 6, we are going to move on to the foundation of iOS development. Now, foundation means every app has a life cycle. App might be terminating, app might be getting started or getting into the foreground, some table views, some signups, and a lot of things are done, how the launch screen works. So we are going to talk about those foundation, and of course, we'll be designing a lot of apps in the section 6. Now from the section 7, we'll be starting moreover interesting things like table views, picker views, core data, fetching the data from the web, and things like that. Now, core data is now fun in iOS. It used to be a pain in the past, but now it just acts like classes and objects. We're going to talk about that as well. Fetching data from the web is little bit pain in the iOS, but for sure in the future we are going to use CocoaPod, known as Alamo Fire. Don't worry, we are going to talk about what are these CocoaPods and Alamo Fire. But again, having a look about the native application is again equally important. Now in the section 8, this is the most fun section where we're going to talk about the usage of camera, photo library, microphones, sakes, swipes, GPS, and a lot of things like that are going to come up in the section 8. So this is going to be fun. In the section 9, I have dedicated this section specially for the APIs, JSON, and the Alamo Fire. Now why? Because I wanted to teach about and talk about handling any API on the web. Yes, any API, not about any weather API. We'll be working randomly on many APIs so that you can handle any API and can design your fun app out there. So this is going to be really fun. Now from the section 10, we are going to go ahead and talk about the Firebase. And we are not just creating any randomly app and using the Firebase here and there. No, we are going to take a very step-by-step process on learning the sign-ins, sign-ups, sign up with the Google, then the storage, the live database or the real-time database and everything. First, we are going to cover them, and then we are going to design an app with that so that every basic knowledge is already being covered. Okay, so this sounds like fun. Now also you can ask your questions in the Q&A section. You can hit bookmarks out there and you can watch out for the announcements as well. But most of the time, just hit the Q&A if you're facing any problems out there. Now let me also click on this guy, and first of all let me reduce the volume so that you don't have to see me. And the tools that you need, let's just click on any movie. So you'll be seeing an interface like that. Let me just pause that so that you don't have to see me. Now what you have to do, first of all, when you're out there, make sure that you hit on the setting buttons and make sure you click on 1080p. All the movies are recorded in the high definition, so make sure that you take full advantage of that. Otherwise, code might look a little bit blurry and I don't want you to do that. Okay, let me stop that again. Now, the great thing that I like about is the volume adjustment. Don't keep it too high. It might damage your ears. So keep it very low, not much low. And after that, you have a facility of adding bookmarks so that you want to start at this particular second, this particular minute, hit the bookmark out there. You can also browse the question and answer for this particular video. Also, you can hit the 15-minute fast forward or 15-minute rewind in case you feel that, hey, I talked a little bit fast there. Just hit the rewind and you can watch it as many times as you wish out there. Again, this is going to be your menu section where you can just move on to any menu or any video out there. And this is going to be go to dashboard where you can just go back onto our lovely dashboard. So I hope we have covered up everything that you really need to get started with this course and have a little bit more idea what we are going to do and work with the course. Now, let's go ahead and let's get started with the course.